Alright, buddy. Way to go, man. Fly boy.
Pilot in command, first time.
Charlie, left close traffic approved, wind 10 at 3, runway 16 left, cleared for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff 16 left close traffic, 93 Charlie.
Engine instrument in green, sounds good, airspace alive, 60, rotate.
Hi Hotline viewers, I'm Jiva and I just got my CPL, my commercial pilot license through 14 Days Pilot Academy. So what do I do for my day job? I'm actually a military nurse back in Singapore, and so I've been serving military for about 10 years plus. And one day I decided to, it's not one day, I've been wanting to become a pilot ever since I was young, but just didn't take any step. And just nice, one day I just woke up and said, you know what, it's now or never. So I started fighting for flight academy to take my pilot license. So there are a lot of consideration. Ever since I was young, I got exposed to fighter jets, and that's when I started liking planes, and I always wanted to fly. Young as in probably 11 years old. Then slowly I started looking at other planes like Boeing 747 Megatop, and that's when I really wanted to become, I really told myself that I want to fly that one day. So, so when I decided to take my pilot license, I wanted to go all the way up to multi-engine or airline transport pilot course. So I was looking around, reading up, researching, doing my own research. Whether to take in FAA or back in Singapore, or which license is the better one. And so I came across with few schools, and most of them are 15 months, 18 months, and sometimes can be even 2 years. So that's when I decided to take a 1 year no pay leave to try for one of these courses. And then I came across with these 14-day pilots, and I saw one of the students managed to get his CPL in 115 days. To myself, I would rather try to take a lesser no pay leave than 1 whole year. So I called them up, so I decided to choose them. So in the end, I decided they came up with a plan, and I decided to take airline pilot integrated training from PPL all the way to CPL, ME, and IR, the jet airplane ground course for airline career preparation, because ultimately that's where I want to be, an airline pilot. That's when I took up the proposal, and I came to Jakarta for about a month to do my POS, right? And it was a grueling 1 month. It's not for the faint-hearted. So when I came over to Jakarta for POS for a month, before that I did my ground school, online ground school with King School, and I thought that I had sufficient knowledge so that I can sufficient knowledge for my POES, my POS. But once I came to Jakarta, when I went through went through lectures and the whole training, I realized that I actually know just a drop. The unknown is actually the ocean. So the POES is basically to train you and to prepare you from the oral examination even before the check ride. The POES, we will have a stage check here by the chief instructor, Captain Gamma, and I think his stage check is far worse than the check ride I had. But they will prepare you. In fact, it's overkill. Too much, too much of knowledge. But all this knowledge are very good in flying. But when you come to check ride, the oral exam is, it's just walk in the park, because you know more than what you know more than what they're going to ask. So you can just answer most of the questions. I did pretty well for my oral exams, for three of my oral exams. Alright, so I started doing my PPL first. My CFI was Dan Reed, who is a very patient man and very experienced man whom I learned a lot of things. So my check rides, my DPEs, debrief of my good flying skill is basically from this man, from what I learned from this man. I did my solo on the 6th day, and it was the best experience ever, because on my 5th day itself I was ready to solo. I just give me the endorsement, I just want to fly, and so that I can continue with my rest of the training, because the time is very short. And then subsequently I did my first solo cross-country flight, which was better, so there's no instructor beside you instructing or screaming, and so it's on your own. You enjoy your flight, you really plan before the flight, and it just makes you a very mature person. And basically after that I went for my check ride. I remember I cleared first time for my PPL check ride, and once I got that, I was a very happy man. First hurdle passed, and I got my second bar. Then for my instrument rating journey, it was fun. It's a lot of multitasking, but it's a different level, it's a different league. You learn to become a better pilot. You do a lot of multitasking. You just single-handedly will do many things, right? For instrument rating. Instrument rating is very important to one of the pre-requirement to become an airline pilot as well. And instrument rating for IR check ride is one of the toughest check ride. I didn't pass it the first time. Airport's VOR wasn't working, and I thought that the DME wasn't working, so I got distracted and I missed that. I missed that approach. So because of that, I couldn't pass, so I had a discontinuation. And but eventually on the second day, I just went and just cleared that with ease. After my failure, I was sad that I couldn't. I was confident for IR, but after I failed, it didn't really affect me much. I was just disappointed, but I just picked up myself and straight away I told my CFI, let's go and practice this approach again and again and again. Just practice what I'm lacking at, right? And good to go. The next day, I managed to get a date, and I cleared my check ride on the next day. So my IR was actually just 2 weeks before my commercial pilot license, or my check ride, commercial pilot check ride. So you imagine I was actually training up for my IR. So once I'm good at IR, concurrently I was also clocking hours. I was also doing all the prerequisite for commercial pilot check ride along the way, when I was training for IR. So it is actually doing two courses concurrently, and yeah. So once I clear my IR, I got only the last 2 weeks to just practice my commercial maneuvers. Maneuvers is different from the private pilot maneuvers, but on the whole run, to build up my time building, my cross country, and my night flying for commercial pilot was all done concurrently with IR. So morning I'll do my IR training, and then later in the day I will do my commercial pilot requirement. So my CFI will fly, train IR training in the morning, and then in the late afternoon I'll just take the plane and I'll just fly to other airport, go and have burgers, come back, in the same time at the same time I'm time building as well. I did not plan this at all. Everything was planned by 14-day pilot, Plans are given to the CFI and myself. We will discuss and we will just execute a plan. So I have nothing to worry about but just study and I just follow a plan. Sometimes everything doesn't go according to plans, but when that kind of things happen, we have to, don't have a knee-jerk reaction, and just plan for contingency. And when that kind of things happen, and it happened many times, I didn't have to worry about anything. CFI from the chief instructor, Captain Gemma, will call me, and then he will immediately tell me these are the options, right? What do you want? And he will source out everything that I don't even have to worry. He said, "Don't worry, you just study. I'll get back to you." And true enough, he managed to get a DP from another sector, and he managed to secure a date. And you see, so basically, we have to just act according to the contingency plan. And what I'm trying to say is, you don't have to worry anything. The school, the flight academy doesn't say, "Oh no, it cannot. You go and sort out your own." No, they don't do that. They just do what they need to do and to meet the common objective, which is getting my CPL license with IR at the end of the 4 months. Before I started this journey, I wasn't really expecting for a world record or I just had that amount of time, and I told Captain Gemma, this is the timeline I have, and I need to, I cannot take any more leave because I was on no pay leave. And so I just had to fly on average almost 5 to 8 hours every day, and every day I study, every day I fly, and luckily for me, I didn't fall ill, and because I had good nutrition and supplements as well to keep me going. But the only time you get to rest is when the weather is bad. That's when you get to rest. But then it's not totally rest, you still need to study. But besides that, it's really about it's what you want and really putting your effort in studying. I tell you, it's not easy, but after a while you'll get the pace and you'll just enjoy the journey. So friends there, if you're looking for Flight Academy, come and talk to one of these guys from 14-day pilots and see what they can offer. It's all customized program. When other academies was just say 18 months, 18 months for pilot, PPL and IR. Actually, I don't think so. If I can do it in 80 days, anyone can actually do it. It's just about just putting in a lot of time and effort, and of course money. And come and talk to 14-day pilots and see what they can offer, and you both can come to a plan, and it's a customized plan. So after this, my CPL, I'm currently taking my multi-engine with 14-day pilot, but ultimately I just want to enter the airline industry as an airline pilot. And in this journey, I would really like to thank 14-day pilot and everyone in it, from the chief instructor, Captain Gemma, Johan, my personal instructor, and the administration team, Tika, and the person behind this camera, my cameraman, and driver. Everyone has a part to play. Made me, gave me a warm welcome here and made me feel at home, right? So I really want to thank 14-day pilot for making my dreams come true.